Good afternoon from Gardaka. We are here at the Egypt Sustainability Forum, the 13th edition, and we have Dr. Dina Kayali, COO of CSR Arabia. Thank you very much. We've been talking about the S of ESG. Would you please tell us about your activities as a leading CSR corporate organization?
Actually, good afternoon, sir. We are in one of the activities. CSR Egypt is a consultancy firm. It's the mother company of CSR Egypt. The one is holding the 13th forum in Hurghada, this Suma Bay. This is our 13th. It's a series of sessions. We are very much interested in, by these sessions, in building capacities of the professionals. On another note, CSR Arabia has other activities. One of related more closely to the S within the ESGs is to support and to build capacity of NGOs, and we have a couple of attendees, by the way, from the NGOs, and the social enterprises. We believe if we manage to support them, they will be able to evolve, to grow, to employ more people, to be able to assist us in exporting products, especially handicrafts. We're more focused with handicrafts, ladies supporting handicrafts. As you see, we're touching all of them actually in one package.
Yes.
This is being smart.
Yeah.
And because we believe in Egypt that the lady, as you have heard her Excellency Minister Rafiq Abbaj talking about Sayyidat Misr. Ladies of Egypt.
Yes.
As if the presidency addressed them, عظيمات مصر, the great ladies of Egypt. We support our families and we support our economy, and they have to earn money to support their families and support even their husbands, the whole family. So we're focused on supporting NGOs that works with handicraft ladies, and they can produce products to be sellable products to local and export markets.
The S of ESG basically involves so many stakeholders in Egypt. We know the global support from the world community, being the EU or that, the regional support from countries such as the United Arab Emirates or Saudi Arabia, the government is very proactive, and the entire population basically, and private organizations and consultancies such as yours. What are the leading challenges or the top challenges and the opportunities that you are facing to develop the S factor of ESG in Egypt?
Okay. The main issue is, and it is a challenge and can be seen as an opportunity. The informal market in Egypt is huge. It's almost 40 to 45% of our economy. So the amount is huge. The ecosystem, all stakeholders are doing their best. We have to actually raise the hat for them. Yet, we face some challenges related to, for example, those people handling the NGOs, they did listen to the concepts, but the mind shift is not that easy yet. They have to do this effort. It's not that easy to do it. It's going out of their comfort zones. Even the producers, the handicraft ladies, they are doing their best, but they need more support. In one of the cases, actually, that happened in collaboration with the Ministry of Telecommunication in Nuba, we did a whole thing related to the ladies. And when we approached them with proper capacity building regarding e-commerce, they did not prevail. But who did prevail in their footsteps? Their children. So actually what we saw at that point of time is an eye-opener, and it was more than 6 or 7 years ago. It was an eye-opener. Oh, it's not the lady who will do the e-commerce, it's her son who will do the e-commerce. So we need to, the market makers, I call them the market makers, we need to do it differently. We need to think in a different way. The typical framework and business models suitable to big companies are not valid here. We need to think differently. So we need to help them develop their own business model. As you have heard all through yesterday and today, it's not easy, it's not standardized.
Yeah.
It's customized. And with NGOs, it's more customized.
Yeah.
In order to sustain the process. Sometimes we find a certain organization had a supporter.
Yeah.
During that point of time, the output is perfect, the market is super, everything is. But once this person moves out, the whole system collapses.
Yeah.
So actually, the process is not there.
Yeah.
Not sustainably there. And here comes the governance, the G, with the social.
Yeah.
We focused on E and S. When it comes to G, we're lacking behind. I don't mean regulatory, no. I mean internal policies and procedures and system within the NGO that can make it prevail without our support.
Yeah. But you as basically a CSR organization and taking into account your local knowledge, your global knowledge, your basic education and all that, are you trying to embrace the global practices and bring them at the grassroots level in Egypt?
With some modification, with a different flavor.
Yeah.
For example, Sunna al-Khair managed to create Marakiz Istidama, which is a small factory.
Sustainable centers.
Sustainable centers, yes. It's a small factory of producing handicrafts, especially Siged, tapestry. They did wonderful product.
Yeah.
Sunna al-Khair, along with CSR Egypt and CSR Arabia, we managed to create a business out of it. Shops link with other partners in the ecosystem in order to sell the products and also to export.
Yeah.
They cannot do it.
Okay.
Someone else has to do it for them. Yeah. Another organization, another NGO, or another social enterprise to do this on their behalf.
We saw the support basically of Her Excellency being the basically right here and all. Yes. Yes. What about the private sector?
As you can see, we have within this, it's one of our events. Within this event, we have number of big entities, financial and non-financials. All of them each and every one has an initiative somehow supporting the environment or supporting the social aspects. They do support, but again, this is not their main business.
Yeah.
ESG is, as if we would say that ESG is part of the marketing or the PR activity, they need something that can align with their strategy. Mm-hmm. So someone has to come up with this link.
Yeah.
I should not always put the burden on the private sector. No, NGOs and market makers like ourselves need to involve, to grease this cycle and to create the matchmaking. Some of the matchmaking happens within these forums, actually. Yeah. If we saw something that can be passed to one of the...
Collaboration between, my last question, collaboration between NGOs and startups and SMEs in this regard.
This is very hard. This is very hard. This is one of my passions, by the way, startups, actually. And it's not that easy. It is seen as startups doing this for the sake of charity. Yeah. It's not as to integrate them within their value chains. Yeah. And this is one of the main challenges, by the way.
To turn basically the CSR into business rather than just being charity.
Among entrepreneurs,
absolutely,
ones, that's fine. Among entrepreneurs, their claim would be, we have a very heavy burden and we cannot take such more burden with whatever challenges we have. They have to do it on their own. Or we can help them, but I'm not committed. Okay. And this is not proper. For me, it's not. So what we're trying to do is now find matchmaking, but this is on an individual basis. Matchmaking between an NGO with producing certain products that can be part of another organization headed by a visionary startup that can help us do both. This is I have done it more than once, but I've done it on individual basis actually, and it has to be on individual basis for a very clear reason. It requires two things: product development on both sides and strategy. Otherwise, it will remain tactics.
That's where your role is, correct?
We have to stay with them at least. Yani our last assignment, I stayed with both of them for almost a year. So it's not a typical hit and run consultancy. No, it's a long-term consultancy. Might not be that profitable if measured by the hourly rate, yet it's very satisfying.
Dr. Dina Kayali, COO of CSR Arabia, right here at Egypt Sustainability Forum in Ghurdaka, Egypt. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.